What's up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF, man. Welcome to the post-game recap. Uh, Tough, man. These are all winnable games. Again, we were there at the end. We hit that horrible dry spell, but let's be very, very clear. The coaching staff is not putting us in position to finish games. Let me just tell you guys something really quick. So we end the game, right? We head into the fourth quarter. We're tied. We have the ball. And in comes this ridiculous lineup, right, of Svi Mykhailiuk, KCP, LeBron James, who else was there? Jonathan Williams, and I forgot who was the fourth guy. So let me get this straight. So Lance Stevenson was hooping in the first half, and KCP and Svi Mykhailiuk get some of his minutes in the fourth quarter? Why couldn't we have Rondo and Lance just like we did in the first half instead of experimenting all over again? And why couldn't we let those guys, eat some time up before LeBron and the rest of the starters all came back at the same time, not LeBron and a bunch of third stringers or the starters minus LeBron like we did. So let me get this straight. So Lance is hooping, and then Svi comes in, somebody who hasn't played all game, to eat some random minutes in the fourth quarter when it's the crunchest time in the game. And then on top of that, LeBron is hooping, and he puts him out there with a bunch of people that can't hit a shot. Rajon Rondo, even though he did hit some shots, he's not really somebody who could score. So obviously the defense is going to collapse. The game slowed down, and they won. We went on a dry spell. That's what San Antonio wanted. Again, Luke Walton gets outcoached by Popovich. LeBron James hooping, he puts him out there with no shooters. Rondo, Svi, who hasn't really hit anything all year. Jonathan Williams, right? KCP. God dang it, KCP was out there eating up Lance Stevenson's numbers who was hooping, guys. And on top of that, Kuzma and Lonzo don't come in till LeBron goes out with like 6 minutes left. And then Kuzma gets cold because he's been sitting over there on the bench for like 10 minutes. And then on top of that, Lonzo and Josh Hart did not have the greatest of games. I'm not blaming it all on one person, but I'm saying, man, these coaches, they have to do a better job of putting us in position to win. I know the refs were atrocious, all that good stuff, but we were right there again. And the coaching staff, they throw out LeBron James with a bunch of scrubs that can't shoot. And then when we bring back the starters, LeBron James on the bench to the 5-minute mark. Come on, yo, I'm tired of these experimental rotations. Have a set rotation and stick with it. Rondo and Lance Stevenson were looking great in the first half. Why not play them together? Why you got to throw in KCP and Svi Mykhailiuk? Bro, it's the fourth quarter. We're trying to win the game. We're not trying to experiment. Do that earlier in the game or something. Oh, my goodness. And then, it was tough, man. And on top of that, we go small ball on LaMarcus. And JaVale McGee doesn't really get a lot of minutes in the fourth till like 3 minutes left or 4 minutes left. Game's over. By then, we went on a dry spell. Luke Walton basically handed the reins over to Popovich, and Popovich just dominated with his rotations. This is crazy. I'm not sure if Luke is meant to coach this caliber team. We should have won 4 of these games, and we've lost them all thanks to silly rotations. And on top of that, Rondo was out there on the floor when he's not really a shot creator. Yes, he can hit open shots here and there. Yes, he can attack the paint from time to time, but he's not that guy. Why wasn't Kuzma out there with like 8 minutes? Why wasn't, around LeBron James? Wasn't Lonzo subbed in quicker? Why wasn't Lance Stevenson out there when he was hooping? He's been the catalyst for us many, many times. I'm just not even going to complain about – I'm not even going to mention his name. You guys are already saying it in the comment section. But the coaching staff definitely needs to put us in better position to win. If you guys agree with that, please drop a thumbs up on this video. That's ridiculous, guys. It's getting to the point where it's like, wow. Like, we were right there. LeBron was having a great third quarter. All we needed to do was rest LeBron and the starters up until like the 8-minute mark. It don't even got to come down to 6. I'm tired of those minute restrictions. If we want to win games, we got to put in the hot hands. Okay? And first of all, KCP should not be getting any minutes the way he's been playing. He's forcing shots. He's gambling on defense, getting beat consistently. What is he doing for our squad? Give all his minutes to Lance Stevenson. I've been saying it. Lance is hooping. It's crazy, guys. I don't believe it, man. I don't believe it. It's tough, man. It's hard right now to root for Luke Walton and the coaching staff because they should be in his ear. The rotations are experimental. Svi Mykhailiuk didn't even play in the game, and then he throws him in the fourth quarter. KCP comes in the fourth quarter in crunch situations when he hasn't done nothing. Turns the ball over, throws up a couple of bad shots. What did he do? He didn't do much. It's tough, man. I don't understand what all this experimenting, all these rotations. I thought surely we got this. Rondo's gonna come in, Lance are gonna buy some time for LeBron and the starters to come in and close the game. Nope. We fatigue LeBron with a bunch of guys who can't shoot. And then by the time LeBron comes in, he looks tired. That's tough. Thank God the Dodgers are up by 1 right now. If not, I'd be losing my stuff. Hopefully they win. But yeah, it wasn't all Luke's fault. It was also, I'm not gonna lie, Lonzo Ball had a subpar game, especially defensively. I expected more from him today. Josh Hart didn't shoot well till the end of the game when he hit that big shot. So is it tied? Oh man, don't tell me. That sucks. Well, my night might be ruined if the Dodgers don't win. So man, it's gonna be a tough night in LA if the Dodgers don't win. But let's go Dodger Blue. Let's get it. But it's just tough, guys. It's tough knowing that we have so much potential on the roster. I mean, Rondo came in and Lance, they were sensational in the first half playing together. Why mess with that? Why, Luke? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't know, man. It's getting to a point where I'm done. All this experimenting is driving me nuts, man. And then going small ball at times, playing LeBron at center is going to get him tired. You can see it in some of the last shots. He was playing great in the third quarter, and then all of a sudden you start having him guard LaMarcus. That's going to get him tired. It's common sense, man. It's common sense. But other than that, I thought Lance was sensational. I thought LeBron was amazing tonight. He finally gave that game that we've been waiting for as Laker fans, that 30-plus point game where he's took over in the third quarter. We definitely should have won this. I thought, again, McGee was solid. Who else? I thought Kuzma came out great in the first half. Slowed down a little bit in the second half, but again, it's the rotations and the combinations Luke is throwing out there, man. We need to have that floor spread. And in order to make that happen, we got to have Lonzo, Kuzma, LeBron, and JaVale McGee out there. Yes, JaVale McGee can shoot the mid-range. He's been shooting it. So, and the best of all is that we don't have to double off of JaVale. Sure, if LaMarcus gets something, he's going to get it. But he's going to work for it, man. Not like when he's going over Kuz or LeBron. And then on top of that, that's getting them tired. I mean, it's common sense. But at this point, I'm tired of beating a dead horse. It is what it is. We lose. We are now 2-4 when we should be 3-3. We should really be, 5-1 at least with the games we've had. But thank God we get Brandon Ingram next game, man. We're going to need him. I hope he eats up all of KCP's minutes. I do not want to see KCP out on the floor, man. We should give him the little dang treatment, the way he's been playing. Sometimes it feels like we have a ghost out there on the floor. He's not making an impact on either side of the floor. It's like we're playing 5-4. It's just really ridiculous. If we didn't go on the slump, right there to end the fourth quarter, we would have won it. But again, rotations, guys. It's a huge. Again, I mentioned it earlier in the video. Why do you bring out LeBron with a bunch of non-shooters? So okay, Lance is hooping, and again, Svi comes in the fourth quarter, and KCP and Rondo. That's three guys who can't really, create for themselves at this point. Rondo at times can, but he struggled tonight against length. You got to be able to read and react as a head coach and be like, okay, Lance is hooping. We're going to ride him and Rondo as the two primary playmakers off the bench. And then, with Jonathan Williams and whoever else was going to be there. But LeBron should have got rest up until the 8-minute mark and let him close the game. That's what he's made for. I don't think Rondo should have closed out the game. I think the starter should have closed out the game. His offense was kind of predictable tonight. They were blocking all of his shots, going baseline, trying to reverse layup. But again, the coaching staff didn't adjust. We just kind of let it happen, and it's just like, wow, are we trying to lose? Because these last couple of losses should have been victories. I'm dead serious, guys, and I hope the Dodgers win tonight. Like I said, if not, I might have trouble sleeping tonight. But yeah, I don't get it. I don't get why Lance wasn't there to finish over Rondo. Lance has been helping us close out the last two games, and it's just like, wow, he was hooping tonight. Why does Luke fail to see that if somebody's hooping, you ride the hot hand? You don't go with whoever, politically correctly you want to put out there. So, it's just tough, man. He said Lance was good again. He was. He should have finished the game. The thing is, we can't fire Luke. Well, we're going to have to do something. Demote him and promote Brian Shaw. Do something, man, because seriously, I'm tired of this. What up, Dan? Tough loss. What's up, Angel? Real tough loss, guys. I'll go over to the comment section and see what you guys think. I'm not going to beat the dead horse anymore. It is what it is. He said Luke is licking. No, I'm not going to read that. He said Luke can't coach. It's that simple. Yeah, he keeps experimenting. We're like 7 games into the season, this guy's still experimenting. It's like, really? We're 6 games in. Come on now. He said they all ate too much birthday cakes. Rondo plays slow. He's perfect on the second unit. We have one of the better second units, but again, the rotations are just terrible. Terrible. Seriously, KCP, Svi Mykhailiuk, and Rondo out at the same time? You knew that we were going to go on a slump. Come on now. I was tweeting it as it happened. I'm like, really? You got LeBron with a bunch of non-shooters, and then when we brought back the shooters, now we don't got LeBron. So I don't know. He said Land's been hot the last 2 games. Should have finished. Luke plays KCP and Rondo too much. Exactly. Hart should have stayed on the bench for Lance. I agree. Ride the hot hand. Dan, all of our young guys are developing and growing. Expect Luke. What? Wait. He said what? Then all of our young guys are developing and growing except for Luke Walton. Yeah, we don't need to develop a head coach. He needs to come in ready, prime to perform. We already gave him 2 seasons. I'm not sure if he's going to last. He keeps losing these games like these. He clearly got out coached by Pop. And Pop is just going to pound the ball inside. DeRozan, everybody was feasting every time we went small. It's like, come on, dude. You're opening up the gates. Don't do that, Luke. It's common sense. But at the end of the day, all I can do as a fan is just sit back and watch it crash and burn till he wears out his welcome. Luke seems like he is not looking at the game. Am I right? You're absolutely right, Kevin. It looks like he's just okay with watching everything crash and burn. Like he has no emotions. It's weird. Yeah, why would Rondo and Zoe be playing together? They both pretty much bring the same thing, except Zoe can shoot a little bit better. But Dan, who's your candidate for the next coach? I would love Mark Jackson, but if he can't be had, Jeff Van Gundy. He's a hard-nosed, smart coach, X's and O's. I would love Larry Brown, but I don't think he's coming back to the NBA. There's so many options, man. It's just, honestly, I don't think Luke was ready. I think we offered him, I think Mitch and Jim offered him the job prematurely because of what he did with Golden State, which I could have stepped in and got the same or similar record. It's crazy, man. I don't get it. He said, just make LeBron the official head coach. Wouldn't that be something? I've never seen a player be a head coach. Was Magic Johnson the last one to do that? I don't know. But I've never seen a player / head coach / GM. That would be something else. Hey, what's Phil doing right now? Phil is rocking in his old man chair, man, probably watching the game, enjoying a couple of brewskis. I don't know. He's not coming out of retirement, and the NBA is not for him anymore. He should just enjoy his retirement. He's good, man. Phil Jackson is the GOAT head coach. He said, we don't need Rondo on offense. He takes the ball away from Bron, not only Zoe. He shouldn't be closing out games when we need Lonzo's defense and versatility. I don't know. And Lonzo was hitting some big-time shots. He was stepping up. So I'm kind of shocked that, again, Luke keeps him on the bench too much. He said, did you guys see Gasol bump LeBron? I'm not going to repeat that, Joe. You try to get me. Good job. You almost had me again, but nope. And Joe tried it, man. He's trying to cheer me up. Dan, I'm tired of losing. What the heck can we do? That's a great question. The rotations need to improve in order for us to close these games out. We're right there, man. We are right there. There's no reason why we should be losing. We have the talent. We dominated for the most part the whole game. They caught up a little bit to end the third quarter, and we went on a horrible dry spell thanks to the rotations again. But it needs to improve, man. B.I. is a beast, and I'm so happy to have him back. Wherever he plays, I'll be happy. Kobe's the next coach. That would be insane. If Kobe came back to coach this team, with his deep, the way he pays attention to detail, I think he would be a top coach in his league. I just don't think he has the patience, though. Damn, this guy, Luke Ice Zoe. Tough, man. Tough. Kyle Kuzma needs to stop blowing layups. That's true, too. Kyle Kuzma missed a lot of layups. But again, to me, that's partially due to the fact that they're working so much in the paint. LeBron missed layups, too. He's been missing layups. But I think they need to stop playing center. That's the key, man. You got to have your legs by the end of the game. I mean, if you play basketball, you know that when you're guarding somebody who's stronger than you, they take out your legs. When you start getting tired on your jumpers, on your layups, all of that, it impacts your offensive game. So I don't remember Kuz missing this many layups last season when he wasn't playing the 5. So Yeah, Luke needs to stop that experimenting garbage. This isn't Golden State. Let's be real, man. We have a totally different team. We obviously don't have the same shooters. We play a lot more paint oriented and moving without the ball and cutting and stuff like that. So Dan Rondo's main strength is literally passing. His mid-range game is mediocre, but other than that, he can't contribute anything on offense. Anybody can penetrate, assist others, nothing big. Rondo did a great job on offense. He's a mastermind. He was hitting his mid-range. He even hit a couple of threes. My thing is defensively, he's a liability. So that's why he can't close out games. We need to have the best defenders on the floor at all times. That way we get back in transition and kill it, man. That's what our strength is, right? And in order to get out in transition, we got to get stops and rebound. Another thing Lonzo does extremely well is rebound. So why is Rondo out there instead of Lonzo? I have no clue. But again, I'm not the head coach. Luke is. I'll let him figure it out. If not, there's a door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. Rondo's not trash. He had a good game, guys. He had a really good game. Him and Lance were doing great off the bench. He just didn't belong with that lineup. They had no shooters. You cannot put KCP, who's been shooting garbage. He can't hit. He can't hit anything. He can't throw a ball in the ocean. Like, seriously, right now, KCP's probably the worst shooter in the NBA the way he's shooting. Like, it's horrible, guys. I think JaVale McGee's hitting a higher percentage from the field. Somebody look that up for me. But that'll tell you that he doesn't need to be on the floor, period. And he's out there with, Rondo and Svi, who really hasn't really wet his feet in the NBA yet. He's not ready to log in crunch time fourth quarter minutes, especially when he hasn't played all game. He doesn't have a rhythm. Obviously, he missed a wide open three that could have changed momentum, but the head coach doesn't see it that way. So there's nothing we can do, man. At least the Dodgers are winning. All right. What's the score, guys? Update me, please. Don't make me get off and go see it. He said they want KCP to be like PJ Tucker. That's not going to happen, man. KCP's defense is a little overrated, in my opinion. Dan, this is the start. LeBron makes everyone worse. Of course he doesn't, man. He had a great game tonight. He did everything he needed to do tonight. I have no complaints about LeBron. He was attacking the rim. He was aggressive, and he played very efficient. No complaints on my part for LeBron. Tonight he did all he could do. If anything, Josh Hart, was off for the most part this game till the end, and Lonzo really wasn't that aggressive tonight. Like, he kept passing out of layups again. So, I'm not worried about it. But at the end of the day, the head coach needs to step up his game. He's lagging big time. Big time. He's falling back, man. I mean, Popovich ran circles around him as far as coaching goes. We have obviously the better team. We're averaging a lot more better points than them. And they're the worst defensive efficient team, and they held us in the low scoring numbers. Like, what was the final score? Let me look at the final score. Whatever the final score was, we weren't nowhere near where we need to be, which is like 110, 120. So that's tough, guys. We can't let another team dictate our offense, and by Luke Walton rotating a bunch of non-scorers into at the same time and getting LeBron tired. I mean, it was a lose-lose. It was tough, man. I don't know. We can't have this happening. Like, this can't be happening no more. I'm getting tired of these losses because you've seen the past couple of games when the rotations were on point, everything was Gucci, but all of a sudden, like, Luke decides he wants to act a fool with his rotations. It's like, really? And we played right to Spurs' hand tonight, and they're not even a top defensive team in this league. So that tells you that the rotation messed it up. We went on that dry spell, and the game was over. We ended up scoring 106, so we didn't even get to 110, guys. We averaging 120, like 120-ish, before we came to the Spurs game tonight. So it's tough, man. It's tough. Luke got me out here sweating. I don't know. I'll take a couple more questions before I get off, guys. I want to go and see the finale of this Dodger game, but Dan, you in LA, call Magic and get this bum fired. Oh, man, I wish I had Magic's number. I would have so many basketball conversations with him, but I have no sort of basketball credentials to get that kind of access to that legendary figure. So, yeah, that won't be happening anytime soon, but trust me, if I had his ear, I would talk to him about so many things. Fire Luke, hire Mike Jackson, trade Ingram, Ball, and KCP for Dame, and sign Bynum? You have it all figured out, don't you? No, don't do that. It stops on the fire Luke part, and then whoever they hire, I'll be cool with it. But Dan, when is the podcast coming? I'm not sure, bro. Working a lot of extra hours on Amazon right now. Peak is around the corner, so yeah, I'm not sure how much time I'll have. This is probably the best I can do for you guys pre and post game, and at times I'll do the live stream during the game. But I don't know. He said no championship in 2 years with Luke. I don't think Luke is gonna finish out the year, man. I think the NBA analysts, they were hitting the nail on the head earlier when they said the pressure's on Luke. He definitely needs to make this team perform, you know. Jonathan Williams did a decent job on Aldridge, but his shooting. Yeah, Jonathan Williams not the best shooter, but that's why we got Mo Wagner coming back. You know, he's starting to get healthy again, so can't wait till he comes in. Dan, will we make the playoffs? Absolutely. Absolutely. This team has to gel at some point, and I promise you, if we keep losing, Luke is not long for the job because I think me and Luke and all of us, I think we see eye to eye, and this team should be doing a lot better. I mean, come on now. 2-4? That's not good. So, I don't know. So, winless when Rondo plays. Rondo has nothing to do with this. Rondo has been contributing every single game. It's really the rotations. Luke is too young. He should be an assistant. I agree with that. I feel like Mitch and Jim jumped the gun. They tried to get a young protege like Brad Stevens, and it didn't work out so far. And I don't think it's going to work out. It's tough, man. I'll take anybody as a head coach at this point. Except for Mike Dunleavy. We definitely don't need that guy. One of the worst coaches I've ever seen, but anyways, guys, thank you guys so much, man, for showing up today. I know it was a tough loss. We got to bounce back on Monday, but that game starts at 5 Pacific time, so I'll definitely be doing pregame around 3-ish, if God willing. But I see somebody vouching for the Dodgers play-by-play. Nah, man, I would not have the time to cover all the Dodgers games. But much love, guys. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much for showing up. Lakers are going to get it straight. I know they are. It's looking rough, but only because of the rotations. The talent is there. We see them in spurts when we play the right combinations. We look extremely good. So here we go, guys. Hopefully, you know, we weather this early storm and we start turning these losses into wins. So we'll see what happens, guys. Keep it locked right here. All things Lakers. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a great night, and please don't forget to subscribe.